It happened on a quiet Sunday morning, the kind where everything seems normal. Then I heard it, the deafening crash that shook my entire house. I ran outside to see Karen's daughter, Ashley, frozen beside her bright red Jeep, which had crashed halfway through my brick wall. Karen was storming toward me, furious, pointing and shouting. "Within hours," she demanded. I pay for her daughter's emotional distress. I thought it was a joke, until I received a legal notice. What happened next would shock the entire neighborhood. Drop your location and comment. Let's see how far this story reaches around the world. Before that day, life in my cul-de-sac was quiet, almost boring. Lawns were perfectly trimmed. Neighbors waved politely at the mailbox, and HOA meetings were dull but civil. Everyone pretended harmony reigned. But Karen was a constant storm in the background. She lived 2 houses down and acted like the HOA rules were her personal law, inspecting yards, measuring fences, and reporting tiny violations, yet ignoring her daughter's reckless driving. She thrived on control. My home was simple, a red brick house with a small front garden and a stone wall by the driveway, solid for years. That wall would soon become the center of chaos. Ashley, Karen's 17-year-old daughter, got a new Jeep, bright red, oversized, loud, and dangerous. She raced down our narrow street like it was a track. I had warned her once when she nearly hit my mailbox, but she just laughed and waved, saying her mom would handle it. That was my first warning, one I ignored at my own risk. After the crash, Karen twisted the story. She told the neighborhood my wall caused Ashley's accident. HOA letters arrived, fines for structural damage, failure to maintain property standards, and even obstructive debris, all from rubble her daughter had left behind. Suddenly, neighbors avoided me. Whispers filled the street. I realized this was no longer about a wall, it was about control, pride, and revenge. Things escalated fast. Phil, a board member and Karen's ally, began showing up unannounced, measuring distances and snapping photos. One night, someone spray-painted "Wall Maniac" on my mailbox while Ashley laughed nearby. Karen smirked as I scrubbed it off. That's when I decided to fight back. I hired Sandra, a sharp, calm attorney, who immediately saw through Karen's scheme. She dug up HOA records proving my wall was legal and discovered Karen had tried to remove it years ago. Her motive was revenge, not safety. Sandra prepared every document, surveys, property maps, and HOA records. We had proof my wall was compliant and that Karen's complaints were personal, vindictive, and orchestrated. The lawsuit wasn't about justice, it was about humiliation. For the first time, I felt prepared, not powerless. Courtroom tension was unbearable. Ashley admitted she was distracted on her phone during the crash. Karen tried to hijack the deposition, yelling, arguing, and accusing me of harassment. Sandra dismantled every claim with facts and HOA documents. Then, an anonymous envelope arrived. Email threads proving Karen and 2 HOA board members had conspired to issue fake fines. The evidence was undeniable. Karen froze. Her lies crumbled. The board fell silent. At the HOA meeting, Karen tried to dominate the discussion, ranting about safety and illegal construction. But the remaining board members confirmed my wall was compliant and announced an investigation into her retaliatory fines. Karen was speechless. Her public humiliation was complete. The neighborhood began to see the truth. With my wall repaired and a plaque reading, "Stand your ground," life returned to normal. Karen walked by hesitantly, with Ashley on her bike quietly in the background. The neighborhood felt calm again, free from petty vendettas and control. The cul-de-sac finally felt peaceful. Neighbors chatted, children played, and life went on. Karen and Ashley faded into the background, subdued, while I could finally enjoy my home, safe, legal, and a symbol of standing up against unreasonable neighbors. The kitchen is dimly lit, with the soft glow of the morning sun filtering through partially closed blinds. The table is a chaotic spread of printed emails, HOA letters, folders, and scribbled notes. Key phrases are clearly visible: teach him a lesson, make him pay, and issue fines without delay. The main homeowner leans over the table, tense yet determined, running a hand across the highlighted lines, absorbing the full scope of the conspiracy. Sandra stands beside him, calm and confident, pointing at the most damning evidence with a pen. A laptop screen in the background shows a chain of emails with timestamps and multiple participants, including Karen and two HOA board members plotting retaliatory fines and harassment. A coffee cup teeters near the edge, adding realism and tension to the moment. Shadows stretch across the table, emphasizing the gravity of the discovery. This is the turning point. The moment the homeowner realizes that every letter, every fine, and every rumor had been orchestrated, and the evidence could completely dismantle Karen's lies. The scene is cinematic, almost like a thriller, a mix of suspense, revelation, and triumph, capturing the emotional high of uncovering a hidden truth that could finally restore justice. A wide cinematic view of the suburban street in the golden glow of early morning. The driveway where the red Jeep once stood is now calm and empty, replaced by a modest, neutral-colored car parked neatly. The main homeowner kneels in the front garden, watering plants, his face relaxed, a slight victorious smile hinting at months of struggle finally ending. The newly rebuilt stone wall stands proudly, with a plaque reading "Stand Your Ground" gleaming in the sunlight. Karen walks slowly in the distance, glancing at the wall with a hesitant, subdued expression, her posture deflated, clearly realizing her control over the neighborhood is gone. Ashley rides her bike silently behind her, subdued and reflective, a shadow of her previous recklessness. In the background, neighbors chat warmly, children play on the sidewalks, and dogs bark playfully, life slowly returning to normal. The trees cast long, dappled shadows on the street, creating cinematic depth and emphasizing peace restored. Every detail, the warm sunlight, the subtle reflections on windows, the orderly lawns conveys resolution, quiet triumph, and the satisfaction of standing up to harassment and deceit. The scene closes with a sense of calm finality, a visual metaphor for justice, perseverance, and restored order in the community.